The following programme is a presentation of Jez Sports.
Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Main Event Podcast. Today we are looking at SummerSlam Detroit. My name is Dan. That is Jez. How are we doing, Jez?
All right, I am absolutely knackered because the summer is not a break for me, but
No.
I am doing all right. Things are getting fixed. Life is happening. Wrestling is definitely happening. There's been lots and lots of wrestling for me to enjoy. The G1 Climax has been fantastic.
Yeah.
And now we're here to talk about two giant foreheads.
Yes.
On the screen. Yeah.
I get a J forehead, you get a Roman Reigns forehead.
Yeah, that's it. If I get rid of like one of us at a time, it's like, there's Jay.
Yeah.
There's Roman. And there's some other people there as well. There's Cody and is that Rhea?
No, Charlotte Flair.
Charlotte.
Logan Paul.
Well, whatever. And then there's Asuka, Bianca, and Lesnar on the other side with some cars.
With some cars, because it's Detroit.
It is Detroit. The Motor City.
Yeah.
Wherever it is. You'd think I'd have learned that after what has been probably 20 years of the Motor City machine guns, but I haven't.
Motor City.
I assume it's there. Is it even that hand or is it that hand? It's probably that hand.
I have no idea.
Obviously not researching enough, are we? We need to sit down and go back through the back catalogue of Motor City machine gun matches.
No.
There's some decent ones there. Maybe we'll enjoy ourselves. Or maybe we won't bother because I doubt WWE will do anything significant in Detroit for a little while because they're content to bounce around and jump around and jump up and get down and all that good stuff.
Oh my God.
Anyway, 'tis SummerSlam. 'Tis the biggest party of the summer. 'Tis the final event in our quarter of predictions. For that, Happy Slappy World Prediction Championship.
Yeah, baby.
It has been on Dan's shoulder. Oh, I shouldn't have started this sentence because I still don't know the answer. It has been on Dan's shoulder since WrestleMania? No. Survivor Series last year. See, I knew I shouldn't have opened this can of worms.
Didn't I have it just before Clash at the Castle?
Yes. So you've had it a year now.
I've had it a year. A whole year, ladies and gentlemen. I've been the champion.
I mean, we're not in Roman Reigns territory yet, but
I'm going to get there.
I think, have you outlasted Gunther as Intercontinental Champion? He's coming up to a year, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
You're around the same kind of time, I think. But I think it is fair to say, and again, citation needed, that you are the longest reigning Main Event Podcast World Prediction Champion. I don't think it's been held for longer than you've had it for this year, but could all change. This is the final event in the quarter. Coming into this event, it's very close. I'm on 92. You are on 94. There's plenty of matches here.
Two in it.
There's two in it. Yeah. So I need to be 3 clear to win.
Yeah.
There's probably a number by which you will win automatically. As when we get to the meaty end of the card. But that sounds like maths, and I'm certainly not going to do that today.
Maths makes my brain hurt.
Yeah, let's just not bother.
Yeah.
Speaking of making our brain hurt, the opening contest. Let's do the good, the bad, and the ugly of Logan Paul versus Ricochet. Would you like to take this one?
Yeah. Sure.
He said enthusiastically.
Yeah. It was okay. I mean, I'm still quite impressed with Logan Paul, annoyingly, which is really bleeping me off. You know,
I mean, he's still an asshole, so I wouldn't worry about it too much. It's not like it's improving his social standing or his character. But
it was okay. It was a few funny bits, like shining Ricky's head.
Yeah,
because why not? Or as we now know him as Trevor.
Trevor, indeed.
Didn't we call him Trebuchet?
Trebuchet, yeah.
I said Trebuchet. I quite liked the few little, they called them tribute moves, like Strowman's running power slam.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't write the other ones down. Didn't he have another one? There's another one in there somewhere.
Oh, yeah. I don't remember what it was, though. I don't think it was so much a tribute as an insult to Ricochet, but I guess a tribute to other people. But the running power slam was the main one. And congratulations to Braun Strowman, who has had successful neck fusion surgery. So he's on the road to recovery and to returning, which is great news.
Yep. Also had the Spanish Fly that they both did.
Mm-hmm.
It was great. What they called the Hurricane Neckbreaker.
No.
I'm not sure what it really was.
It's just a super neckbreaker.
Super neckbreaker. There you go.
It was a neckbreaker. Yeah, it was a neckbreaker. Anything that you then take up to the turnbuckles, you put super in front of it.
Yeah.
So it was a super neck breaker. So that was an example of commentary not doing the right thing. I have that in my bad. That is my lone bad, actually.
I just had it.
Know the names.
I just had it with a question mark because I wasn't sure. Also, the ending I strangely liked with the brass knuckles. Logan Paul being a heel, cheating to win, with a friend of his that was literally, we don't have a clue who it is. They said, oh, it's a friend of Logan Paul's. He had to show up, we didn't see him.
I think it's the...
I don't care.
No, I know. But it's one of the guys on his podcast on Impulsive.
Great.
Yeah. I mean, who's got a podcast anyway? Everyone's got a podcast. Whatever, mate.
Yeah, whatever.
You're not special. Everyone's got one.
Get out.
You've covered pretty much all of mine. The cheating to win was nice. The Spanish Fly both landing on their feet outside the ring. That was nice. Similarly, in the same kind of area of the ring, the buckshot lariat over the top rope. That was very nice. And my last good is not related to the guys in the match. It was Michael Cole and Corey Graves and their little banter that was going on, especially Michael Cole going, "You just make stuff up, don't you?" to Corey Graves, and him replying, "Yeah, sometimes." Just admitting defeat.
I have to say, those two as a commentary pair, they are great. I do love them. I think they're great.
Yeah, beaten only by the commentary pair of, in WWE at least, Michael Cole and Pat McAfee.
Yes.
I feel like them together is gold. But I'm thoroughly enjoying Wade Barrett, actually. He's been
quite
good.
Liking enjoying Wade Barrett. The other guy, whatever his name is, Kevin Patrick.
Oh, he's terrible. He
awful. Needs to just go.
Yeah, and I think that's coming.
They've had a mix around of the commentators. I can't remember what it is now. It's like
so on Raw it's Michael Cole and Wade Barrett, and on SmackDown it's Michael Cole, Corey Graves, and Kevin Patrick.
Yeah, so basically Kevin Patrick's
he'll be
pushed away.
He'll be pushed out at some point.
Yeah. Which I'm happy with Michael Cole, Wade Barrett, and Corey Graves.
Yeah,
they're great.
Yeah, it should just be those three on both shows.
Yeah.
I know that Triple H is not a huge fan of. I know. The rumor is,
you and Triple H, you're like that, aren't you?
Like that, yeah. We're pedigree chums, mate. I know, as in the internet says, and so therefore it must be true.
Oh, it must be true.
That Triple H is not a big fan of 3-man commentary booths.
Okay, fair enough.
Which leans to the idea that Kevin Patrick will be out of there pretty soon.
Hoiked out.
They've got to at least give him the chance to not be as crap as he is with other people around. So
he might learn something from Michael Cole.
We can't not learn something. He's terrible.
Yeah, he must just.
He was good
something,
backstage. Man. Like he should have been in that role. And that new woman, that they've got backstage, she is awful. Like the worst that I have ever seen in that
blonde
position.
lady.
No, not the blonde one. She's fine. She's been there for ages. I think she was on the bump or on like one of their digital things first.
Yeah.
But she's useless. She just asks the most stupid questions. I know they're probably fed to her, but then even if they're a good question, they're a stupid question by nature of the way she delivers them.
Yeah.
She's just not good. And like when she was interviewing the New Day on Raw when they came back, that was just such cringe. Such utter cringe. Yeah, I don't like her, in case that wasn't clear. And so on the topic of ugly, Kevin Patrick's commentary, this woman's interviewing, and Logan Paul taking his own energy drink from a kid and then walking away with it.
Yeah.
Like, mate, haven't you got enough of these? Like, they're your thing. Like, this kid bought one of your things and you've taken it from him. And like, I hope you were taking it backstage to sign, and then you were going to make sure that it got back to him. I would hope that was the thing. But even as a heel move, that's a bit what the hell. But it was decent enough. It was a Logan Paul match. It was a Ricochet match. You know, you get what you get with those. Yeah, Trebuchet. Yeah, it's going to take a while to get used to that, but yeah, it was fine. Nice way to open the show.
Yes.
Predictions, we both went for Logan Paul. No separating from you there. We are the ones to kick off SummerSlam.
Acknowledge us.
Yeah, do. Next up, Cody Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar. I like this one as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the main thing that I enjoyed in the good column is the utter beating that Cody Rhodes took.
Yeah.
He sustained a lot of damage. There was a point where he was like just looking around like he didn't know where he was, and that you know, it was a classic Sylvester and Tweety moment with like Tweety's flying around Sylvester's head. He just looked totally out of it, which was pretty good acting on his part, you know. And then it was just the hits from Brock Lesnar, really. Suplex City, the F5 outside the ring, the F5 through the table. Like, it was decent. I only have one bad, and it's nothing to do with Cody and Brock. The referee stopped counting when Cody Rhodes got up onto the apron. Yeah, that's not inside the ring, mate. He's still out. He's got to be inside the ropes to be in the ring. Hasn't anybody got a rule book in this company? What is going on?
No, they don't.
Terrible officiating.
I've got one other negative.
Oh yeah,
and that was, was this a no DQ match?
I don't think it was,
because Cody used the steps to smack Brock.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy for in matches like this for them to give a little attitude. They were fighting outside the ring. Somebody had already been bounced off the ring post. You know, it's kind of fair game as far as I'm concerned. But I get what you're saying. It may have been a no DQ. I don't really know. It didn't strike me as a no DQ if it was. But yeah. Anything other than that?
No, just also Cody using the Kimura lock.
I did like that, actually. Yeah, I'm surprised that didn't make my list.
Just I liked that, using it. And also the respect at the end.
Unplanned, apparently. And Brock just was legitimately impressed with Cody and just did it.
Good. I think that's very good.
According to the internet, which, as we've already mentioned,
is always right.
Must be true. Yeah. Yeah. Fair enough. And somewhat inevitably, we both picked Cody Rhodes for the win.
What a surprise.
Which takes us to 2.
Thank you.
Next up is 3, should we be so lucky, which segues quite nicely into the arrival of our good friend Wimprest with his 3D, which I assume is a Dudley Death Drop rather than
Dudley Death
referencing
Drop.
any other kind of thing.
We love a 3D.
Dudley Death Drop, drunk.
Yeah. I'd like to see that.
An ugly from AEW Dynamite this week as a complete tangent.
Yeah.
RVD versus Don't Call Me Jungle Boy Jack Perry.
Yeah.
Or was it? No. It can't have been that match. What am I talking about? Must have been the Hardys and Young Bucks. It was the Hardys and the Young Bucks. There you go. They did a 3D. And Excalibur pretended like he'd never seen that move before in his life. I assume because, the Usos do it now. Well, they don't anymore. Yeah. But the Usos used to do that move.
Yeah.
Spoilers for the event we're talking about. They don't do that anymore. But yeah. I'm just like, really? That's petty. I mean, that's WWE levels of pettiness from an AEW commentator.
Yeah.
Just rubbed me the wrong way.
Yeah.
Anyway. That is all to say. Welcome, Wimprest. And cheers to you too. I'm not drinking anything yet, but cheers.
Yeah.
Got a nice wine to have after we're done here.
Nice.
It's my birthday early next week, so I'm drinking heavily like an alcoholic. That's what you do.
Nice. Well done.
Next up, the Slim Jim Summer Battle Royal. Who is it to go first? It's you. Haha. Unlucky son.
It was a battle royal.
It was,
That's all I can say. It was a battle royal.
Yeah, I have that in my bad.
It's just it. That's all I've got. It's a battle royal.
It's pretty difficult to make a battle royal special. It has to be said, because it doesn't get any better than the Royal Rumble, really.
No. It's a battle royal.
Yeah.
End of.
So is that to say you have no goods whatsoever?
Not really, no.
Oh, I've got 2.
Oh, okay, go on then.
I mean, one of them is pretty standard Battle Royal fare, but I still enjoyed it. The mega team up to get rid of Omos.
Oh, yeah. But then, if you think about it, that always happens in a Battle Royal because there's always one bigger bloke.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. Standard Battle Royal fare, but I did enjoy it.
Yeah.
I mean, this was basically to get people on television that are never on television, so... Omos, the free agent, is included in that. So, yeah. Or have you noticed that all of the free agents are not on either Raw or SmackDown?
Yeah.
Funny that.
It's funny that.
Some of them are in NXT. Some of them are just not there.
Around.
Yeah. And in the case of, people like Gable Steveson, who was drafted to Raw in like 2019, I think, is now on NXT, so that went well, didn't it?
Yeah.
And the other thing I liked, getting back to the point, the Miz and Waller team up.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. The Waller effect / skull crushing finale.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to put Miz in a tag team. He's done plenty of that in his career, but I feel like
they could work.
And, they look quite similar. It would be like, A-list and upside down A-list because it's Australian.
V-list.
Yeah, it's on the other side of the world. So
yeah, upside down.
Yeah, I mean, what do you get if you put an A on top of an A? Does that make any distinct shape? Probably not.
Really.
Looks like the Houston Oilers logo from the 80s.
Yeah,
which nobody wants to replicate. But yes, other than that, it was a battle royal.
Yeah.
And not only was it a battle royal, it was an inevitable battle royal.
Yeah.
Of all of the many competitors in this match, we both managed to correctly identify somehow that LA Knight would be picking up the win in this one.
So do it with me. LA Knight.
Yeah. That's 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was quite funny. I sat and sent my predictions in at the top of my Don't Get Me Started co-hosts, Alex Borton's stairs. Just sat there doing that before we went back out again because it was his birthday last weekend. and I was like, right, Battle Royal. Who's winning the Battle Royal? I wonder if I can find any like a list of competitors. And I Googled list of competitors, and at the top of the list was LA Knight. I'm like, yeah, that's the obvious winner, isn't it? Yeah, like he's super over, but they don't want to give him anything. So
I hope they do give him a championship.
He might get the US title from Austin Theory. I think that's as high as they're willing to give him, because it just gives. Vince has still got veto power, and I don't think Vince likes LA Knight, as evidenced by, maximum male models.
Max Dupree. Jesus Christ.
Dupree. Have you covered the wrestling match that was held dockside in Alabama, where one of the combatants brought a folding chair? No, we have not covered that. I have seen it, though, and I couldn't quite make sense of what was going on. But it was not a sanctioned match. We tend not to do the unsanctioned match, is mainly because they're nonsense. Yeah. But I have seen this memed quite heavily across the last week or so.
The interwebs.
There are T-shirts and everything.
Oh, God.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Maybe we should be covering the Alabama wrestling fight thing, because it'd be better than what we had next, undoubtedly.
Yeah. And you're doing this one.
Wonderful. I've got to use air quotes again. MMA fight.
Yeah.
Ronda Rousey versus Shayna Baszler.
Go on, Em.
The good.
In
the most subversive way. The boring chant.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good job, Detroit, because you were dead on the money. I'm not usually a fan of the boring chant. I find it very rude and insulting, and it kind of makes a mockery of what the guys and girls are doing in the ring.
Yeah.
They're trying their best. However, this was a stupid idea from start to finish. WWE fans, on the whole, don't tune in to watch MMA. They tune in to watch wrestling. It's
wrestling.
It's like the second W in the name, World Wrestling Entertainment.
Christ.
If you want some MMA, there are other places that do that, and very soon
MMA.
It'll be the same company as WWE under what are they calling it? TKO Holdings, I believe, will be the new name, the new parent company. Whatever. But yeah, if I wanted to watch MMA, I would watch MMA. Because this was neither MMA nor a wrestling match. It was just bizarre. This could have just been a normal match, and nothing would have had to change.
Yeah.
Like, all of the things that they did would have been absolutely fine in a wrestling match, and then they wouldn't have got the boring chant, and they could have probably even done a little bit more. It's just a strange idea. Like, I get it, they're both from MMA. It's what Ronda Rousey especially is known for, but just weird. The only thing I liked, really, other than that boring chant, is Shayna Baszler biting her glove to fight through the pain. I thought that was a nice bit of kayfabe. It's like, and then fighting her way out of it. That was cool.
Yeah.
Fast forwarding 24 hours to add another ugly.
Yeah.
So earlier in the night on Raw, Adam Pearce and the medical team denied Raquel Rodriguez being able to take part in a match because her knee wasn't quite ready to have a match. Fast forward less than an hour, here comes Shayna Baszler to interrupt Becky Lynch and what's her face, Zoe Stark.
Yeah.
Very visible black eye. Her eyes pretty much closed up, and so she's only got vision in one eye. She's got an air cast on her left arm that she hurt during the match, and at SummerSlam they had to even stop the match to make sure that she hadn't broken her arm.
Yeah.
And she probably has got a hairline fracture based on the way it immediately swelled up. And she also had something else, like, was it an elbow wrapping or a knee wrapping or some
Something
other
like
kind of
that.
thing? And it's like, right, so this person who is visibly injured, fine. On you
Yeah.
go and face Zoe Stark. Raquel
Yeah.
Rodriguez, nah, mate, you can wait till next week. Like, I know that everything that we're talking about here is staged, right? I get it. But come on, guys. At least let me suspend that disbelief for just a couple of hours a week.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Just make it easy for me to not realize. Don't shove it in my face constantly.
Yeah.
There's no real thinking through of what they're doing at the moment. It's weird. And we're a year into the Triple H era now. It is better than what we were getting before, but there are certain things that are not better, and it's nonsense like that I'm like, do better, please.
Yeah.
Please do better.
Yeah.
Anything to add to this MMA fight? Yeah.
Well, nothing really, but I want to talk about Shayna Baszler's ring gear.
Okay.
Because I've talked about before that she's a Warhammer person.
Mm-hmm.
She likes to do the model painting and all that, and her ring gear is inspired by the Warhammer.
Very often it is, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much all the time. Now we're going to hark back to Money in the Bank, which we unfortunately didn't cover. When she betrayed Ronda Rousey, she was wearing a gear inspired by a group of characters called the Sons of Horus, who
wasn't that Hulk Hogan's cousin in WCW? There was definitely a Horace Hogan in WCW.
But their leader,
right.
Their leader was called Horus
Hogan,
and he betrayed their father,
Macho Man Randy Savage.
So it's kind of like when I found out that she betrayed Ronda Rousey, I was kind of like, see what you did there with the gear.
So she kind of foreshadowed her own heel turn with her ring gear.
And then this time she came out again in the Sons of Horus-esque attire that was used after Horus had betrayed his father. So it's pretty cool. Me being a Warhammer person, I enjoyed it.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah. That is an attention to detail that not many people are looking to put in. And I will say, and I want to give massive kudos to Shayna Baszler for this entire like rivalry with Ronda Rousey, because I feel like it has brought her out of her shell a little bit. She still hasn't really got that promo thing down, to be honest. But in ring, she's stellar, and you don't not everybody needs to talk.
No, just do what like Brock Lesnar did for years.
She could be the female Brock Lesnar. Yeah. Especially she's playing this kind of tweener role really well, because she didn't really turn heel on Ronda Rousey because no one likes Ronda Rousey.
Yeah.
And even on Raw, when she fought Zoe Stark, she did so as a face, but then still told Becky Lynch to do one. So she's not really anybody's friend or enemy. She's just, I'll fight anyone. Don't even talk to me. I'll punch you in the face, so I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
And I can respect that, frankly.
Yeah.
Now, this is the first time that we diverged in predictions. I went for Ronda Rousey, and you went for Shayna Baszler. So that means that you go to 4 with a 4 horseman like woo for 2 of the 4 horsewomen. See what you obviously deliberately did there.
I deliberately did that.
And I'll stay down here on 3.
Stay in your place.
Next up, Intercontinental Championship, Gunther versus Drew McIntyre.
It's me, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
I have to say, this wasn't the best of a Gunther match.
I can put forth a reason for that.
Mm-hmm.
He's called Drew McIntyre.
I was about to say, is it Drew McIntyre?
And that's not to say that Drew McIntyre is bad.
No.
But this is still the same Drew McIntyre that we have had for the last 3+ years.
Yeah.
Since turning face. Who did he turn on to turn face originally? Was it Dolph Ziggler?
Dolph Ziggler, and then Ziggler came back at him with "it should have been me" sort of thing.
Oh yeah, that was terrible too. But yeah, basically he's been babyface since then, and he wore out his babyface welcome in the Thunderdome, which is impressive considering WWE were in complete control of whether people booed or cheered at that point.
Yeah.
So yeah, Drew McIntyre needs to turn heel and add a bit of a more ruthless edge to himself.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just stale, same old, boring stuff. And nothing was added to this match that we didn't already see at SummerSlam, which had a whole other person involved in Sheamus.
Yeah. So I didn't really have much to say about this, Gunther getting shoulder tackled down. Don't really see him get put down a lot. I liked that McIntyre was countering the power bomb rather than actually getting slammed down and then kicking out of it. His finisher. But then they also did a finisher kick out.
Yeah, somehow that didn't make my list at all. I guess I'd fallen asleep by that point.
Yeah.
I don't have anything particularly bad or ugly to say about this. No. It was just all generally meh. I liked the back suplex onto the steps.
Yeah.
That was good. And I liked Gunther really laying it in at the end. It's like punctuating it with I'm going to just throw all of these moves at Drew McIntyre so that he stays the hell down. I just felt like that was a nice edge to things. But dull filler, whatever. Looking forward to getting beyond Honky Tonk Man's record so that we might actually believe that Gunther's reign is in jeopardy at some point, because let's face it, he's becoming the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion.
Oh yeah.
And then beyond that, they'll be like, okay, we can give it to someone else now.
Yeah.
They're just waiting to put Gunther up into the World Heavyweight title picture, aren't
they? Yeah.
Okay.
Oh
well, yeah. And on that note of predictability, we both went for Gunther, which takes me to 4 and makes you a just 5 guy.
Just 5 guy. Yeah.
You already die.
Calm down.
Nice bit of Japanese English from the 5 Guys entrance. Makes me laugh every time. World Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah.
Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor.
Mm-hmm.
Me? You? Me?
You.
Okay. Probably the match of the night so far.
Yeah, so far, yeah.
Leading up to this point. Good points. The painting that Finn did on his shoulder with the 7 and the nice mark down, like he, it looked like a bit like a surgical line when they kind of do a drawing about where they're going to do it to remind themselves not to cut the wrong leg off and all that kind of stuff. So that was quite good. And Finn Balor trying to hurt Rollins on the same corner barricade that Seth Rollins hurt him on with all the same moves, and just repeating that 7 years on. I have very vivid memories of watching that match. I was in America at the time, and I was watching with my brother-in-law, and I have very vivid memories of watching that match and really enjoyed it, and it was cool. So to bring back those memories with 2 great people like Seth and Finn, that was neat.
Yeah.
That said, I do have several bads. I in fact have more bads than I have goods.
Ooh.
Seth Rollins kicking out of the pedigree and the coup de grace.
Yes.
No, mate. Balor kicking out of the stomp.
Yeah.
Just do different moves. Just don't do the finishes and just do the different moves if you want to do shocking kickouts.
Yeah.
And this is kind of part of the match, but I still thought it was nonsense. Priest stopping, distracting the ref after watching Rollins stomp Balor. It's like, right, I'm distracting the referee. Oh, it backfired and my guy is about to get pinned. Oh, well, that'll do.
Yeah.
It was just a bit weird, and it fits with the story of their little tiff that they keep having.
Yeah.
That I thought we'd left in the dust, and I'm already bored of. But yeah, and Balor losing, I just thought he's just lost everything recently. And I don't like seeing the guy lose that
I'd have
much.
loved to see him as world champion. And so I would have loved to see him world champion in the Judgment Day, constantly like looking at Damian Priest with his money.
That would have been a much better story. Yeah. Like worrying about being put in a match because Damian Priest could throw it and then cash in on him. Yeah, that would be a much better story than what they've got going on now. And I got a little annoyed as I quite often do with Triple H just being flippant in the press conference and asking about Balor's losses and where this goes from here. And he made a point about how, the story continues and all that kind of thing. I'm like, yeah, sure, but had you not considered doing the best possible story rather than just continuing a story for story's sake?
Yeah.
Because it does seem like you are just wanting to drag things out as long as possible without culminating anything.
Yeah.
Some things have to end. You can't keep all stories going forever because people like me get bored and pissed off. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Anything to add?
No.
And that is all to say that I erroneously believed that WWE had the balls to put the belt on Finn Balor.
Yeah.
They obviously don't. They have no balls. And I did not get that one right. You went for Seth Rollins. You obviously assumed that WWE had already been castrated long ago, and they have no balls. So you will move to 6, and I'll stay on 4. I think we might be at that point where I can't catch up now, but I don't want to math, so I'll just assume I'm still in it.
Okay, just keep telling yourself that.
Ignorance is bliss. WWE Women's Championship.
That is not undisputed.
No, even though it says it on the belt.
Yes.
Asuka versus Charlotte Flair. Versus Bianca Belair. Your turn.
This match for me was fine. It was a triple threat match. I know how much you love triple threats.
It was very turn-takey.
Yes.
That's all I will say about that.
One thing I'll say is I did like the start where they all kind of swung and missed at each other and like kind of had a stalemate. It was like kind of like that Spider-Man meme where they all point at each other. It was a bit like that, which, I was like, okay, that's quite good. I like that. I like that. What was it? Belair's knee. Yep, she was good working on that. But then in the same context, bad, because she kept on doing the wrong flipping knee.
Yeah, I've got the same thing. Yeah, I've got good. Bianca being thrown out of the ring and hitting the steps, that was a good spot to set up the knee injury. And then for bad, I've just got Bianca Belair can't sell a knee injury.
Yeah.
It was
the fact that it was, I think it started off with her left knee, and then all of a sudden it's her right knee. It was like, love, sort it out.
And she was running when she really didn't need to be running, and then limping when she really didn't need to be limping.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
No, she can't sell a knee injury. Like,
yeah,
that needs practice.
Yeah. I've got another bad bit, which was Flair forward flip into Bianca and Oscar in the corner. It was actually a forward flip and then a into the corner. That's all it was. And Oscar's missed.
Mm-hmm.
I liked how she did it to Charlotte Flair while she was using a submission.
Yeah, I've got that down too.
I kind of liked but kind of didn't like how Bianca Belair did the pin while stuck in the figure four still.
Yeah. I hated that too. And it's just, doing a 450 with a heavily damaged knee just isn't believable.
Yeah. No.
I was already kind of like with this match, and then I got excited because there was the knee thing and things looked like they were turning around, and then it just went back down again.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
But the most important thing that wasn't actually in the match was Io Sky.
Io Sky.
Hell yeah, baby.
Yeah. Thank God for Io Sky, because
I know.
Not only did she salvage a terrible outcome, she salvaged a terrible match. And it doesn't happen to me often in wrestling, but I had actual genuine tears in my eyes watching how excited Io was to win.
Yeah.
And, of all of the women in WWE, there are a few that deserve it, but Io Sky absolutely deserves to be in this position. And it's been a long time coming. And I'm just so happy for Io Sky, as I believe literally everybody is.
Yeah. I managed to avoid spoilers for this. So
I'll tell you a story in a moment.
As soon as Belair won, I was like, oh, for God's sake. And then I heard that boom, boom, boom. I was like, get, go. Do it. And then she did it. She did her moonsault. And I was like, 1, 2, 3. I was like, yes.
Well, I'm very happy that you managed to avoid spoilers. It's very infrequent now that I can avoid spoilers because I've got to use the internet in the morning. That's just the way it is. Normally I can just flick past things and I'm not having to pay too much attention. However, on this morning in question, which was Sunday morning, as I previously mentioned on this show, I was out the night before for someone's birthday. And so I didn't actually get in and get to bed until 2:30 in the morning. And as I'm also covering G1 Climax for JezSports.com as well. Sunday's event kicked off at 6 a.m. And so I went to bed at 2:30, got up at 5:30 to be ready in front of my television to watch G1 Climax. And as I'm there, like, scrolling through Twitter to grab information for G1, like clips to embed in the article and all that kind of thing, literally every single facet of SummerSlam was systematically spoiled. Not only match outcomes, but even little small details. There wasn't a single moment of SummerSlam that was not spoiled within 30 minutes of me starting to watch G1 on Sunday.
Yeah.
Just ridiculous levels of spoiler.
Yeah.
And so I didn't quite get to enjoy it in the same way as you did, but I'm glad that you did,
Yeah.
That's
I
nice.
was well happy.
Yeah. But yeah, thanks to all of the parties involved in completely ruining my experience. My tiredness, having to use Twitter or X or whatever it is, and WWE just relentlessly spamming the results of their show mere hours after it had concluded. It's like, don't you want people to like subscribe to the network to go and watch a replay?
Yeah.
Like, if I'm NBC, I'm livid.
Yeah.
No wonder Peacock hasn't got any subscribers. WWE just give it away for free on Twitter.
Yeah.
Anyway, so all in all, crap match, great aftermath.
Yes.
About sums it up, doesn't it?
Yeah.
We both went for Asuka, so we both
Oh.
got that wrong. 4-6 is still the score to you. And I guess I want to say I feel sorry for Asuka. She's barely had that belt, and
Yeah.
at least it's gone to Io, though. If it had just gone to Belair, I'd have been like, no. No. Main event.
Yeah.
Undisputed WWE Universal Heavyweight Championship. It's not undisputed, but we digress. Roman Reigns versus Jey Uso. Tribal combat.
Whoa. It's you.
This was the match of the night.
Hells yeah.
It took a while to get there.
Yeah.
But this was good.
Mm-hmm.
It was very slow.
Mm-hmm.
And I say that as a positive, not a negative. It was just, it plodded along and it had all of the hallmarks of your usual Roman Reigns beating down someone. But then it also had a fair few moments and long prolonged moments where Jey was taking his time with Roman Reigns and beating him down. And he was a very credible threat to beating Roman Reigns.
Oh, yes.
Now, I didn't think that WWE had the balls to put the belt on Jey Uso and break this Roman Reigns title reign before he gets to that one that they need him to get to. He's not going to be the longest reign of all time, but he's going to get to third longest reign of all time, and then whatever.
And then Cody Rhodes will come along,
and then Cody Rhodes will beat him at WrestleMania next year. Yeah.
Yes.
We've got Roman Reigns until WrestleMania next year as the champion.
I'm fine with that.
You just either get on board or get out, I think is the way of putting that.
Yeah.
Anyway, yes. Reigns telling the crowd to pipe down.
Yeah.
Like, very like Ross kind of style. It was very condescending, and I loved every moment of it. The Samoan drop through the table.
Yeah.
That was nice. The Solo Sikoa Uranagi through the table.
Yeah.
That was dirty, and Jey bounced, and it was nasty and fun.
Yeah.
Roman accidentally spearing Solo.
Yeah.
And the F-U Jimmy chant.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like the F-U Jimmy chant. That's a good heel turn.
Yeah.
My only bad, though, is that heel turn. I'm like, oh.
Now, do we think Jimmy is going to be heel and be back in the bloodline? Or do you think he's going to be separate and just be heel?
It's a good question. I can see either outcome, personally.
Yeah.
Roman Reigns had, a forced look on his face, like I was not expecting that. What are you doing? Like, kind of thing. So, whether Jimmy then decides to fall in line, who knows? I would hope that after all of this, he does just fall in line, and we have some semblance of a bloodline with Jey on the outside.
Yeah.
But equally, it could just be, no, it's going to be Jimmy versus Jey.
Yeah.
And then neither of them will have anything to do with the bloodline going forward. I'm not sure which I would prefer, personally.
I don't know. We'll have to wait and see what happens, really.
Indeed, yeah. But, when Paul Heyman then comes on the press conference and says that this bloodline story is only in the third inning, which for those who don't follow baseball, that's third of 9 innings. So we're not even close to halfway yet.
Bring it on.
Do wonder what can come next.
Yeah.
That's a lot of innings to get in between now and WrestleMania, but sure.
Yeah.
Bring on the innings.
Bring on the innings.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, WWE are very good at the 7th inning stretch. They stretch quite a lot. But just wanted to throw that analogy in there. It's a baseball analogy.
Yeah.
I will accept your acknowledgement now.
Okay.
Whenever you're ready.
Now.
Thank you very much. Right. So We both went for Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
Unless you've got anything to add.
No. Summed it up beautifully.
It's just a decent match, and it was a good way to end the show. Yeah, we both went for Roman Reigns. Takes me to a just 5 guy. Takes you to 7. And that will bring our quarter of predictions to a close with a final score of me, Jez, 97. You, Dan, 101. Which won't be a surprise to anyone that can actually do maths, because I told you the scores at the beginning. But and still, your main event podcast,
reigning, defending, undisputed main event podcast world prediction heavyweight champion.
There's no way you're a heavyweight, but carry on.
I need Paul Heyman.
It's an open weight championship.
I should just
if
see if I could just get Paul Heyman just to send me a voice note of that.
Yeah. There's no way you're a heavyweight, and
fine, bubble weight.
I potentially outweigh you 2-1. So it's an open weight championship belt. But yeah.
Don't be jelly that I've got the belt.
I mean, I am.
For over a year now.
I am jelly, to use your phrase.
But
also,
over a year.
I'm not too bitter about it, because do you know what we didn't do?
Over a year. What?
Tie.
Yeah, I mean...
I'd have been livid if we'd have tied. So.
If we'd have tied, I would have been fuming.
And also, I ain't mad at it because you won by 4 points. So it's a clear... Yeah. Like, I don't mind being beaten.
Did win. Yeah.
I don't want to just sneak through, or there be a tie or some kind of question. I can take being handedly beaten. It doesn't bother me. It's cheap wins and nonsense that I can't get on board with. So congratulations.
Thank you very much, sir.
Just know that I'm coming for you in the autumn quarter between now and Survivor Series.
Okay. Whatever you say.
And that will kick off. And it's already kicked off, in fact. Our first predictions are in for this quarter with the G1 Climax Tournament Finals. Quarterfinals were today. Semi-final Saturday. Final on Sunday. And we won't be discussing that next week because I'm pissing off on holiday. But the following week, Wednesday the 23rd, is when we will be covering that event. The quarterfinals, the semis and the final. And maybe, if depending on what they put on the semi-finals and the final, we might cover some of that as well. But it's probably just going to be tags and 6-mans and 8-mans and if they do a championship match of any kind, we'll cover that as well.
Yeah, but they probably won't know.
I don't really know what they do as the prelims for the semi-finals and finals. I've only ever watched the actual tournament. And never live. This is the first year I've been watching it live, so a lot of it's quite new to me even. But yes, anyway, so that will be our next show. But we've got one last thing to do, Dan, for this last show of the quarter. I ask you on this evening to give me a score for WWE SummerSlam 2023 from Detroit, Michigan. A score out of 5. F you, Jimmys.
Nice. I have to say, I did quite enjoy it. Not massively. Well, I'm comparing it to NXT Great American Bash from last week.
So
I think
it's probably got a 17 then, is it? 17 out of 5 compared to
that? It was definitely better.
Yes.
It wasn't great. Because there was a few matches where it was just like, meh. And there was a Battle Royal, which is, as we said, a Battle Royal. I'm going to give it a 3.
Yeah, and the streak continues where I completely agree with you. I don't want to give it a 2.5 because...
This is getting a bad habit, isn't it?
Because that's what we gave Great American Bash, right? 2.5.
Yeah.
And it was better than that.
2.75.
Oh, did we?
Yeah.
Oh, I definitely don't want to give it 2.5 then, because as you said, it was better. Yeah, 3.
Yeah.
3's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I do get the feeling that I'm going to give the G1 a higher score than you, because I've watched the tournament from start to finish.
You've watched it all the way through.
You're going to be picking up here as we go.
Quarterfinals,
Yes, the quarterfinals today were fantastic, or at least 3 of the 4 were anyway.
Yeah.
So, and I'm sure you'll look forward to seeing them.
I do.
And you can look forward to our discussion of them as we get into the good, the bad, the ugly of G1 Climax 33 on the next episode of the Main Event Podcast.
Yeah.
You're going to have to wait for it, though. It's going to be a couple of weeks. As Dan trashes his room with his freshly defended championship belt, it's time to depart. Until next time, I've been Jez.
I've been Dan.
This has been the Main Event Podcast. Toodles.
Bye.